Thank you, Chair. Chair, I join my colleagues in congratulating you on assuming your role as the Chair of the PC, and also, of course, to thank Ambassador Shalquick for his leadership. We want to wish all a Happy New Year and every success as we tackle the challenges that this organization is taking on. Chair, I take the floor on behalf of the following countries of SECA represented at the Organization of American States: Costa Rica, Guatemala, Honduras, Panama, the Dominican Republic, and of course my own country, Belize. The actions of those involved in the atrocious events on January 8th must be condemned in the strongest possible terms. The attacks on the Brazilian Congress and other state institutions is ultimately a direct attack on democracy, not only for Brazil, but for the region. The events that took place in Brasilia serve as a grim reminder that democracy cannot be taken for granted and needs vigilant protection. Chair, in September 2022, at the request of the government of Brazil, this organization deployed an electoral observation mission to Brazil to monitor the general elections which were held on October 2nd, 2022. We all know that none of the candidates for president received the required majority of more than half of the valid votes in the first round, and the runoff election was held on October 30th. On the second round of voting, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva received 50.9% of the votes and was declared the winner. He was subsequently sworn in as President of Brazil on January 1st, 2023. In its report of November 1st, 2022, the Electoral Observation Mission of the OS concluded that the Brazilian electoral system is efficient and secure. The mission stated that the Superior Electoral Court, the TSE, delivered results in a professional and timely manner, and that the results were recognized and accepted by all political actors. Yet, 1 week after the inauguration of President Lula da Silva, we were appalled to receive the news that rioters had stormed the Congressional Building, the Supreme Court, and the Presidential Palace in an attempted coup. Encouragingly, within hours of these outrageous events, the international community reacted to condemn the actions of the rioters and demonstrate solidarity and support for President Lula da Silva and Brazil's democratic institutions. We welcome the fast action of the authorities to put an end to the riots and restore order and peace in Brasilia. Today, we reiterate our condemnation and urge Brazilian authorities and stakeholders to ensure that a peaceful transition of power is upheld and that all those involved are held accountable to ensure that this never happens again. As democratic societies, we must abide by the rule of law. So we call on every citizen of Brazil to respect the legitimate democratic electoral process and cooperate with the authorities to maintain peace and stability in Brazil. The will of the Brazilian people must not be undermined. Brazil's democratic institutions have our full support, and we stand unreservedly and unconditionally for democracy, rule of law, and the promotion and protection of human rights in the Americas and the rest of the world. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Excellency.